Lick number 18 is called the Stairway Down, and this is an introduction to a big musical concept called the line cliche that's part of Latin music, swing music, and rock music, and this line is going to tell you the whole story. Well, what guitarist out there hasn't played? Right? That line is very important. That's called a line cliche, and Led Zeppelin made a lot of money on that, I hope. So that's a big part of a lot of jazz lines on a minor chord. And this also, it implies a 2/5, which we'll get into a little bit later. But here's the basic gist of the idea, is that you have the minor triad, so C minor triad, and then the root moves down to the major 7th, so we call that a minor major 7 chord. And then that line keeps moving down to the flat 7. So that's now we're at C minor 7, and then if that line were to keep going to the A, you could think of that as C minor 6. Now that's, I guess, the point where this could work on a 2/5 C minor 7 F7, that A being the third of F7. But in this context, I'm just using it over just a static C minor 7, which is a very common use for it as well. So you have your C minor triad, then the C minor major 7, and then C minor 7 is basically the line that's going on. Now, another way to intersect with that too is C minor 7, C minor major 7. Now, if you can see, this shape is an E flat triad. So that's a helpful thing to look at there. And then, so there's your C minor 6. So we also have those triplets involved here, which pushes the line along, and the phrase starts on the offbeat. So 1. So again, what's underneath that is this line moving down, and that's called a line cliche. There is another line cliche, but this is the main one. And like I said, it's something you already know and you've heard for many, many years, unknowingly maybe in Stairway to Heaven. And I'd also say this is also in a lot of Latin music. Right? So who knows really where it began, whether it was an overlap with Latin music and jazz, which Dizzy Gillespie was involved in. But it's been around and comes in many forms, whether it's in Latin, bebop, or rock and roll. So let me play through the lick in slow motion for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.